Okay, this is integer mix number 4, evaluating the expressions. Here are some rules for the integers. So we know about hot versus cold, but we can also just look at this. If they're the same sign, like this, these are both negative, because this is -3 and -4. Minus and adding a negative are the same thing. Subtracting and adding a negative. So if they're the same sign, just add them up. 3 negatives and 4 negatives make 7 negatives. Now if they're different signs, such as this is negative and this is positive, then you subtract them. 5 take away 2 is 3, and we have more positive, therefore the answer is positive. Okay, let's see, we have different signs. 8 take away 6 is 2, there's more negative, so the answer is negative. And 2 minus 7, that's like 2 and -7. And they're different signs. There's more negative. 7 take away 2 is 5. It's -5. And then the circumstance we're subtracting a negative number. That's like adding. That's a big plus. In other words, this is not minus -4. It's just +4. All right, so that's the rules for that. And multiply and divide, that's the easiest. It's just 2 negative signs cancel. So here we have 1 negative sign. 3 times 2 is 6. 1 negative sign means it's negative. 3 times 2 is 6. 2 negative signs cancel each other. It's +6. The same goes with division. 1 negative, negative. 2 negatives make it positive. They cancel each other. Here's our first problem. Sometimes they're written this way. All right, so we have -6, and this makes a big plus. So I have -6 plus 6. -8 minus 4. That's the same thing as adding -4. Same sign, just add them up. 8 negatives and 4 negatives makes 12 negatives. Okay, so I have -4. This makes a big plus. Subtracting a negative. Right? And the same thing here. This makes a big plus. So it's now +4. -4 plus 7 plus 4. Well, hopefully you can see that these two will cancel, but in case you cannot, -4 and 7, that makes 3. Right? And 3 plus 4, that makes 7. The answer is 7. So if you rewrite this, that'd be -6 and -4 and a 2 plus 2, and then this makes a big plus. That's +6. Okay, if I just go left to right, these two together are the same, just add them up. That makes -10. And -10 plus 2, that's -8. And -8 plus 6, is -2. So we have a -4. This makes a big plus. +5. And this is like adding a -7. If I go left to right, these two are different, so I subtract them. 5 take away 4 is 1, positive. And then I have a 1 and 7 negatives. They're different, so subtract them. You know the answer is negative. There's more negative. 7 take away 1 is 6. So I have an 8. This makes a big plus. That's a positive 6. That's a negative 5. And negative 2. If you want to use parentheses, you can. And you can just go left to right, or however you want to do it. 8 and 6, that's 14. 14 and negative 5. Okay, these two together, 14 and negative 5. 14 take away 5 would make 9, right? And then you have this negative 2. Got the negative 2. So 9 and negative 2. 9 and 2 negatives. Well, there's more positive. 9 take away 2 is 7. So I took care of this. That's 14. And brought this down. Then 14 and negative 5 is 9. So we have negative 3. 3 negatives. Oh, minus 3 is the same thing as negative 3. Subtracting is adding a negative. Plus 4. And minus 2 is the same thing as adding negative 2. Well, these two together make negative 6. So negative 6 plus 4. Negative 6 plus 4. These two together, I'm sorry, negative 6 plus 4, that would make negative 2. And then you have another negative 2. So what is negative 2 and negative 2? Negative 2 and negative 2 is negative 4. They're the same sign, so you just add them up. Some people will take all the negatives, a negative 3, a negative 3, and a negative 2. That's 6 negatives, that's 7, 8 negatives. And you have a positive 4. And look at that, negative 8 and 4 would make negative 4. Right? There's 4 more negatives. And that's why I got the same answer. So you could also do it that way. That's faster. Okay, this is a division problem. 6 goes into 18. And notice I have 2 negatives. They cancel when you multiply or divide. Another division problem. 5 goes into 50. And there's 1 negative sign. Okay, these dots are multiplying. So I multiply the numbers first, then count the negatives. 2 times 2 is 4, times 3 is 12. Now I count the negative signs. 1 negative, 2 negative. Hey, 2 negatives will cancel. But then I have another one. So, there's my answer. So let's see, this is all multiply. 2 times 2 is 4, times 2 is 8. 4 times 2 is 8. Now I count the negatives. Hey, 2 negative signs will cancel. Positive 8 is the answer. So multiply and divide, these are the easiest rules. Just count the negative signs. But it gets more complex when we're just adding and subtracting.